ओम नमो भैरवाय नमो नमः। ओम नमो भैरवाय स्वाहा। भैरवाय कालिके नमोस्तुते। जय श्री गुरु बामा ख्यापा। जय श्री गुरु श्यामा ख्यापा। जय श्री गुरु प्रवीण राधा कृष्णा। जय ख्यापा परंपरा। जय माँ। जय माँ। जय माते महाकाली। जय माँ। जय माँ। Yo, what up, bro? I don't know. This vlog is pretty random. I don't even know what to talk about today. It's just I wanted to be regular with this shit. So uh, I feel like I'm just gonna. I had this thought today in the morning while working, so I guess I'm just gonna talk about this, and it's gonna be life is Skyrim. Now, I haven't played Skyrim a lot. I have barely played a few hours of that game, but I do enjoy the idea of Skyrim. I do enjoy the idea of medieval fantasy, dark fantasy. Not that it's one of my main genres or my passions, but it's just something that I have been thinking a lot about. As I go into this year, I have goals of learning horse riding, learning how to survive on my own in a tent in the wild, how to hunt for myself using a bow and arrow. These are some interesting challenges that, or not challenges, I'd rather say that these are some things that I want to do for myself to grow as a person. I know this is super disconnected, super tribal, almost primal, but it's just something that has it's been set in stone. Therefore, I've been thinking a lot about medieval times, about pastoral eras, where it's because I read the Rudram Namakam every day, and reading it and understanding the literal translated meaning of it. It's definitely set in a time where people were in villages, agricultural, pastoral cultures, and there were wars. There were, knights, almost like armor, bow and arrows, swords, maybe horses, carriages, thieves. So there was definitely concept of villages, cities, and sort of stuff like that. Um, so I guess when you constantly do something every day, all day, that runs in your subconscious mind. So since I do this every day for half an hour, it's really uh, you know making it's almost sort of like engraving in my subconscious mind as I enter the hypnogotic state, or whatever the word is. So right now it's 12:39, if you guys can see, uh, am 12:39 a.m. And I just wanted to check this word before I say it. Hypno Hypnagogia. Hypnagogia. I don't know how to say it properly, but it seems like it's the waking state, or onset of the state during onset of sleep, the state of the consciousness as it wanes towards sleep. I'll just put the word here, okay? This word. Anyways, I've been during this state of consciousness right before I go into deep sleep. As I slowly wane into sleep, I have been consciously making efforts into recalling the Rudram, random anuvakas, random lines from it, and it has led to many interesting visions and many, witness consciousness moments where I, aware of my consciousness, almost like a third witness consciousness, uh, will look and watch at these visions unfold, also almost like dreams before dreams, almost like half dreams, but it's not like I'm controlling them. It's not like lucid dreaming. It's rather like me being aware of what's happening, and me being aware of this dreams, this these visions, sometimes even of deities, you know, almost playing out in real time, almost playing out in sometimes in this very room, sometimes in random places. Uh, but yeah, and I can, sort of just observe and be a witness and interact almost. And it's super, super fun. Uh, More than fun, I just woke up with this vibe of like, and while working, I was just listening to Skyrim ambience music, Skyrim OST or whatever, and maybe that influenced today's video. But yes, yeah, I mean, I didn't get a lot of work done today, as much as work as I would have wanted, as I would have liked to. My skin still is in shambles, pretty much. My music, I didn't make any music. I just made like one song maybe today. I didn't make any music today. I was just working on some work related stuff. I didn't make art. I didn't even work out today. But life is Skyrim. You're gonna have these days, and you're gonna have to just push through and know that the long term game is to farm XP, learn as much as you can, and like the skill branches in any RPG game, or like how you branch out into different sorts of skills that you might naturally be talented in. There's this thing where if you're uh, a talented kid growing up, people expect a lot of stuff from you, and they project almost their dreams onto you, their insecurities, or probably what they think that they could have done if they were you, and they expect you to do that, and when you don't, they sort of hold it against you, which I don't know if it's right or wrong. But I think that especially I still face people telling me that some people telling me that, wow, you're gonna do this one day, you're gonna be famous one day and whatnot. And I'm like, bro, don't don't do that, because like recently random strangers on the internet told me this, like from Reddit or whatever, after listening to my music and whatever. But it's like I feel this sort of pressure almost after that. It makes me feel like a kid again, because as a kid I would be told that I should grow up and go into XYZ college, or I should do this, that, or the third, or I would become this, or but it's just external perception of you and your character as a person, as a human being. Cannot bend yourself down to these uh, perceptions of you. You have to maintain original authenticity at all times. You have to be comfortable in your skin, and you have to know yourself. You have to be in love with yourself, and I'm falling in love with myself every day that I'm alive. I'm just falling deeper and deeper in love with myself, and it feels so fucking amazing. It feels ecstatic, it feels beautiful, it feels wonderful. It feels like this Skyrim ambience music. It feels like this dark fantasy music almost, where I'm sort of imagining myself as a reborn version of me, Rudra almost. In where I'm horse riding, and I have mastered archery, and I can hunt for myself, and keep myself happy. That's the main purpose. Because I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not able to fit into this society. Therefore, this becomes an escape for me. It might just be as simple as that. Maybe spirituality, maybe inner work, maybe art and music. All of this is just an inability to fit into the modern society. A lack of, a higher consciousness within me. Because if my consciousness was really at higher states of realization, I could easily transmit and fit in like a piece of puzzle within the larger consciousness, or the mass consciousness, or the common unconscious. I could easily influence people, I could easily manipulate, and just fit in without ease, without stress, with ease. But that's not the case. I'm Seldom do I fit in, and oftentimes I think about deeper things, even whilst merrymaking or celebration of sorts, I still feel alone. Even in crowds, I feel alone. I feel not lonely yet alone. I miss my deities all the time. Uh, and so life is Skyrim. Therefore, you have to realize that you have to be alone sometimes. Uh, and alone is good. Alone is great. Alone is amazing because you become accountable for yourself. You are independent. You do everything that you need to do yourself, and you slowly and steadily farm some experience, and you branch out your skill levels. And that's what I've been doing. I'm branching out my skill levels in different sorts of zones, these sectors or whatever. But yeah, I feel like life is Skyrim. I want to go out there in the real world, and I want to go out on an adventure, and I really want to do whatever nature tells me to do, like almost like in a flow state where I don't need to think about my next album, my design agency, my clients, work. I just want to switch my brain off and be an animal. I want to live like an animal lives. It doesn't think. It just is. You know. I mean, maybe for a second a dog would think that why is it a dog? I don't know if it ever does that, because I don't think that dogs have, or any animal other than human beings have, the reflective capacity within their consciousness. Maybe they do, who knows? Who knows? But I think to the best of my knowledge they don't. And it's amazing, right? I mean, one of the main reasons that we do all of these meditations and uh, you know it's like a tool. It's like a tool to almost like a fidget spinner works to cure ADHD, or like to contain ADHD, to like give the ADHD brain a tool to you know optimize itself. I feel like meditation, especially mantra japa, especially longer mantras, or like these anuvakas, or like the Shatarudriya or Rudra Namakam that I do, that I read every day. No, I don't read it. I've memorized it at this point. I just need to listen to it in my headphones, because that gives me a perfect meter. Or because the pronunciation is a important aspect of reading the Rudram Namakam. How you the Shruti, and pronouncing each word in the perfect swaras and rhythms. So I hear it, and I began with reading the English version, or like the English written version, but now I have memorized the whole thing, and I just need to listen to it, and I chant along with it, and it almost acts like a tool for subconscious work, because after a few minutes of chanting, I almost slip into this state where I began to observe myself, observe my consciousness, observe all my deep, dark, hidden thoughts which slowly rise to the surface, all of my mundane, random, just like random thoughts. And I try the clock method. I try to constantly place Rudra here in my third eye, like in my inner third eye. I try to constantly place his iconography, but sometimes I feel like that is also fighting the true nature of what my mind wants to go, because my mind loves visualizing, my mind loves exploring the most taboo thoughts, the most wild, untamed thoughts that so many people consider that, oh my god, how can you even say this on camera, how can you even link this with our deities, with our religion. I don't care for such foolishness. I don't care for such nonsense when one hasn't even realized the true intensity of just the wide spectrum of life, of reality, of death, of life. If one expects God only to uh, be contained in pure forms, then one has not understood spirituality. Because if you see, God has created everything that we see around us, right? So if you subscribe to that idea, if you are not an atheist, if you are a theist, if you believe that my God created everything around me, then it's how convenient of you to then call some things uh, inappropriate or impure while some things remain pure. I mean, isn't it funny? Because he created everything or she created everything, right? So if she created everything and Rudra, Rudra is almost saluted, or salutations to Rudra are given almost in every form, even in the thief, even in the chariot, even in the carpenter who fixes the chariots, even in the army, even to the chief of the army, even in the trees, even the fruits, even the youngest one and the most eldest one, even the wisest one and the most, not so wise one. Cha pagal bhai. But I feel like people very are surface level, especially, uh, like basic religious people, like people who are not deeply inquisitive, people who are not deeply curious, and seem to ignore the intensity of uh, the spiritual curiosity it takes within oneself, a journey that expands and unfolds as you realize that consciousness is merely, you know, a fragment of the source consciousness. And as we think that we are this body, that I think that I am Rudra, I am this body, I am this hair, I really am just awareness. And deeper meditation has allowed me to get a tingling sense of a sort of feeling where everything that I thought I am was just here in my brain, not even in my brain physically, but I could feel it. I could feel that all I am is just awareness. I am not this body, because if I was just this body, uh, of course I am this body. I just don't know how to say or how to explain my experience without sounding like a woo woo person, without trying to copy what every other spiritual guru has said. I don't want to be other people. I'm punk as fuck. And I enjoy life. I enjoy my physical body. I have, tasted all the sensory organs. I have explored the highs that this physical body has so far allowed me to enjoy. But I feel like I am awareness. If I am awareness, so are you. And if we are just awareness, then, you know, then that begs the question that why are we so, you know, weak as a species sometimes? I feel like this is a evolutionary process. We evolved into, these human beings who could create rocket ships, spaceships that could probably go on Mars pretty soon. We could create computers, we could create the internet that connects the whole world, invisible wires, wireless equipment. We could invent so many amazing things, but why is it that we have not evolved into the spiritual consciousness? Why is it that the mass is still asleep? And it may come off as rude, because I understand that there's a high chance that even what I am talking about is, I don't know if it's 100% true, but with stuff like this, you gotta believe in it with your heart. Yeah. I mean, there are 100 psychological terms like Jungian synchronicities, and there's just so many ways in which you could explain every single thing that has happened with me in my life so far, which I think is spiritual. And you could probably break it down into psychological and such factors. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I believe in soul, man. I believe that we all have a soul. For some reason, I believe in it. For some reason, I feel connection. I feel connection to a force that is greater than me. And for some reason, I understand the depths of what exactly this force is, what she is, and how she created all of us. I don't know how she did it, but I understand the basic of how our ancestors mapped it out, right? And I have read it, I have absorbed it enough to this point where I now think that if it's all Maya, it's if life is Skyrim, then I want to level up and I want to win. Not just win. I mean, winning is arbitrary. Winning is subjective. Winning is almost childlike naivety to think that it is a win or loss game. It's zero sum game at the end of the day. But I want to succeed harder. I want to go harder. I want to grow up. I want to make the best of this life, of this lifetime. I feel like I am the liberator of my bloodline. I feel like I do sadhana genuinely with sincerity in my heart, with no malice to anyone, and uh, no malice to anyone, with no materialistic goals, unless it's a specific deity who is tasked with such desires, and the sankalpa requires you placing a desire upon him. Uh, unless that specific case, my my heart goes out to the deities, not with expectations of grandiosity or great love or anything. In fact, I it still is sort of this feeling where I don't want to be alone, and maybe that loneliness is causing it. Maybe some sort of divine spiritual bypassing is happening. Maybe some sort of, I feel solace or comfort in their presence, or me thinking that they are present. Maybe I find my ego finds comfort in that. Maybe my ego thinks that if they listen, then they would protect me, because I feel weak. I feel like I'm not enough to protect myself. And if I have these ugra deities like Rudra and Ma Kali, then nobody can touch me. Maybe it's all just a play of my ego, my consciousness folding in on itself. But whatever it is, man, I feel like it is helping me push through this tough time where nothing seems to be working out for me, and where I just seem to be stuck in this constant loop of pushing myself every day to the limit. And just everything seems a little bleak. Not to be nihilistic, because I have flirted with nihilism enough in my past. In my youth, I'm still pretty fucking young, but uh, enough in high school days and early college days. But I feel like now there is hope, there is optimism that bleeds within me, dawn, yearning for a new chapter, a yearning for a day where I let go and I feel totally empty inside. Because as my mentor tells me, in order to invoke the deities within you, you need to be totally empty inside. You cannot have all this trash within you, all up in your body. So where will they come? And if my body is a temple, which I am treating my body as like a temple, not I'm not like acting like I'm some greater being, or like my deities are some extraterrestrials. I mean, I treat them like my dearest of friends. I speak with them all the time, and my body is a temple. And what I mean by saying that is I want to keep my body at the best condition. That's why I stopped smoking, stopped drinking, stopped doing all these drugs, man. And I just want them to realize that uh, I'm just trying to impress them. I'm just seeking their validation. Because I feel like I have done, as an artist, that's all you seek. You seek validation. That's why you create art. Why I began this entire journey is because maybe somewhere down deep in my childhood, someone gave me validation when I did something artistic, and that stuck with me. and that's the only way my nervous system can regulate existence. Maybe that's why I create art. Maybe it's not even because of the dopamine hit that I get while creating art itself. And that's crazy, because then how do you work with Krishna's ultimate message that you cannot be attached to the results of your hard work? Because I genuinely believe that hard work beats talent. I genuinely believe that, because I don't think that I am talented. I think that I'm a hardworking person. And if I'm going to make it in life, if I ever make it in life, then it's only going to be because of my hard work. Because talent to sabke paas hota hai. In some way or another, in some form or another, in some field or another, everyone is unique. Almost. Not everyone is genuinely unique, because we all are just psychologically a product of our environment and a product of how we grew up, in which situation we grew up, and how we reacted to XYZ situations and what happened at that specific times, therefore training our brains to attack the future. But I feel like the souls could be unique. Each of our souls could be pretty unique, man. And I feel like my soul is definitely unique. I don't really have anything to talk about. That's why today's video seems like a random yapping session, because there's nothing really to talk about today. Life is Skyrim, and you better level up every chance you get, because you could just pick your class, pick your costume, dress how the fuck you want to dress, because I like to dress amazing, and I like to wear good clothes, smell good, groom my hair, take care of my skin. I like to do all these things. I like to look nice. I like to look different. I like to look how I want to look. I love fashion. Dress how you want to dress, man. Walk how you want to walk. Talk how you want to talk. It's your life. Don't be so in a hurry to figure out yourself. Don't be in a hurry to do what you think you're supposed to do. Do what you really want to do. When you wake up in the morning, do what you really want to do, man. At least the first thing that you do is, everyone has to do something or the other for their jobs or for their family members or for themselves. But you also can do something for yourself. And that's what I am trying to do now. I'm trying to genuinely go all in with my dreams. I'm trying to genuinely level up as a Skyrim character in this matrix, in this Maya, call it whatever you want to call it, in this very system. As my consciousness vibrates, I wish to expand it. I wish to vibrate higher. I wish to absorb my seed. I wish to be reborn again as Rudra. I wish to train. I wish to build a great body, a body that will last me a lifetime. I wish to be more masculine. I wish to be more responsible. I wish to be a hero. I thought that I am a punk, although I am a punk, but I recently I just recently realized, rather, that being a hero is so much more punk than people think. Because a hero and the villain, they both are punk. They both lie outside the system, because, it's more easier for the masses to relate with the villain than the hero. Because the hero does so much more and sacrifices so much more for the masses, and yet is vilified by the masses, yet is always questioned, always critiqued, always, people, yes, people do cheer for the hero, but that's rare. And if it's a real true hero, is not doing it for attention, validation, but rather, out of genuine help, it's almost like they both are outliers, they both are punks. And it's just so easy to it's just easier, and more, the villain is just more likable, right? And I want to be a hero, man. I want to be a hero. And I'm not saying it even if it comes off in a corny, cheesy way. I want to be a hero. I want to save lives. I want to attack and kill people who are truest evils, like who are the peak of adharmi. I want to kill them. I'm not saying that I have a bloodlust for murder. I'm just saying that I want to, if adharm happens in front of me, I don't want to pussy out. And that's one of the reasons that I will be soon taking up, MMA classes. I wish to learn more self-defense. I wish to be, more powerful, more just naturally more confident as a man. And I wish to end adharm. If I ever see it happening in front of me, I wish to confront adharmis. I wish to do so much in this life. I want to be a hero, man. And I don't want a legacy. I don't want to be remembered or validated. I think that me creating my art is record enough that, I existed and I made something that is truly my own expression and will live on forever in these internet servers or whatever. But you know, I wish to be a hero. I don't want to be a goblin. I don't want to be an elf. I want to be a truest. I want to be a true hero. Even though I am goblin-like in some things and I'm elf-like in some things, I am, uh, whatever Skyrim characters. I don't know. I haven't played the game a lot. I only have played like a few hours of the game because it was a long time ago, man. It was years ago in college, or maybe it was before college, bro. It was like in school. I have played it in school, but it's just today I was just listening to Skyrim OST just for inspiration and just for ambience while I was working. And this entire thought just came back into my brain that, life is Skyrim. I want to adventure. I want to ride on a horse. I want to do archery. I want to survive, hunt for food, and live on my own in the wild. I want to level up. I want to get these skill branches all figured out. I want to make so much money. I want to enjoy all the earthly desires that God created us to enjoy. And then renunciate it rather than just acting like a spiritual being without even knowing how it feels like to have crores and crores of rupees and, a lot of sex and a lot of fame. What's the point in acting like you're above that when you don't even know how it feels like, man? You know, I have had a lot of intercourse, but I want more intercourse. I want different people, like different women, multiple women at the same time. Uh, I want endless amounts of money. I want rock star fame, like the biggest rock star on the planet. I want to experience these things, and mark my words, I will strive to experience all of these things. Strive with the greatest of fervors of passion. The fire in me which has been lit, it will not be easily, uh, you know, blown out, because I'm in it to win it, and I don't give a fuck what people think about me. I don't care really what you're thinking right now. I don't give a fuck, man. And I think that being spiritual is so much more deeper than I know right now. There's so much to learn, and it's just that people don't know what real religion and real spiritualism truly means. Like, I think that even me, I tell Shiva sometimes, that please always just, it's not like I can't handle you, but I know in my hearts of hearts that I can't handle him in his real forms or in his most aggressive, most true forms, most death aligned, most aggressive real life reality hitting face forms, because he's very, very, very calm, very meditative, very bholenath on the surface. But I realize that he has this whole intense structure to him, intense depth to him, which, sometimes it scares the shit out of me when I just think about it. And, just when I think about the fucking pain that he just went through, man, it's just, I couldn't do it. As a man, I couldn't do it. All the pain he has been through. And of course, he's not a man, he's a deity. He's a representation of Mahakala. He's a representation of, destruction and creation. But it's just so daunting, and to strive to be like him, to strive to be like Rudra. It's just one of my biggest life goals, one of my biggest life challenges. All the money, sex, power, fame, everything, all the seven chakras, food, sleep, power, money, sex, fame, whatever, love, true love, like existence, the speech, just existence, just thinking, just being. And Sahasrara, I think that means to exist. And whatever, what I don't know, I'm not an expert on these things. You can probably look this up on the internet, what each chakra represents. But Sadashiva is beyond all chakras. He's beyond all chakras, man. He is the ultimate uh, essence or masculinity. So it's just, and when you come down to these layers, he has seen everything. He has seen centuries. He has seen millions, eons of years expand. And uh, as a human form, or as we see him sitting down as a ascetic yogi, he is so terrifyingly true, and so terrifying. If you just meditate on him, really really give it months and months, then you'll feel it in your bones when you meditate, man. He's insanely scary. He's insanely scary is the wrong word. It's just that's why I have not even entered the deeper stages of, or like, I'm just a basic sadhana, or like even you can call it upasaka of Ma Kali. Even though I love her so much, I talk to her all the day, I talk to her all the time. It's just that, imagine if I can't even fully understand Rudra, Bhairava, or Shiva, and invoke that within me. How can I even move towards the divine feminine without completely being so secure in my divine masculinity? It's like I have so much to do. I have so much to learn. I have so much to all these desires to explore and experience, because life is Skyrim, and it only gets better when you put down all your fucking vices, when you put down all the distractions, when you treat dopamine as a tool, not as like whatever, scrolling Instagram, playing video games, smoking up, doing whatever to just constantly spike it all day, and your baseline dopamine is fucked up. I don't know, man. I'm pretty much I'm nowhere in life right now. I'm nowhere near where I want to be. I'm in no place to give advice to anyone. Again, this is not a spiritual guru channel. This is just me documenting my day-to-day thinking process, my progress with my music, my sadhana, and my design goals. I have a lot of goals in life, and very little time, very less time, and intense amount of sadhana and intense amount of hard work has been going on under the surface. It's just that I need to do more. It's not enough. It's not enough at all. I just need to do so much more, man. This shit is not enough. I am not putting in enough hard work. I am not putting in enough intensity in my sadhana. I am not focused. I am not logged the fuck in. I need to be more logged in. I need to be more focused. I need to go 200 times harder. Everything. My semen retention, I am a pussy because I relapsed. I hate that I relapsed. I hate it. I fucking hate it. I hate myself. I don't actually hate myself, but it's just like, no. I expect better of myself as a man. I know I can do it. I will do it. Life is Skyrim, and I will fucking, I'm gonna max out every fucking skill branch. I'm gonna max out this life, this lifetime, in this body, as Rudra. I'm gonna liberate my bloodline with my sadhana. I'm gonna liberate my bloodline of all desires that a bloodline could have, of great fame, power, everything above all the above chakras, everything. I'm gonna liberate my bloodline because I'm the chosen one, and I feel that I am destined to do it if I really, really, really rock in and give it patience and kindness, and just keep going. No matter how bad it gets, how rocky the road gets, how alone I get, no matter what the fuck happens, I'ma keep going. I'ma never fucking stop. This shit is mine for the taking. You're watching The Life of Rudra. Om Namo Bhairavaya Namo Namah. Om Namo Bhairavaya Swaha. Bhairavaya Kalike Namostate. Jai Ma Adya. Jai Ma Kali. Jai Ma.